Die, you big, fat, ugly pigs! Oh, are we rolling? We are rolling now. Greetings, world of the internet. I am the Great Mafia Squeak, and welcome to Squirrel Talk at the Movies. We're visiting another video game-based movie, and with the track record still at... Oh, who are we kidding? This is Angry Birds, a movie about one of the first game apps that somehow managed to get some strange kind of following. I am not even going to pretend that this was a good movie, so let's find out how bad this movie was. The characters. Unlikable nutholes, a lot of them. I know this movie is about angry birds, but they spend so much time on the angry part, it makes it hard for us to actually like these characters. Example. At the very first part of the movie, Red, the main character, is delivering a cake, and the bird he is delivering it to turns out to be a giant nuthole. So Red does what we all would have done in that situation. Throw the cake at the sorry bird's face. We, the audience, are now silently cheering. We're now rooting for this character. But then, since the main character needs to be the big, angry jerk of the movie, he goes overboard with it. And suddenly, we're not rooting for the character anymore. We don't like this character. How are we supposed to get invested in this character? That is a good chunk of the movie. Characters competing to see who can be the biggest, annoyingest nuthole in the movie. Other than that, characters are bland and uninteresting. That is, except for Terrence, the giant red bird. He is the best character in this, mostly because he doesn't talk. That is not a sarcastic joke. Terrence's scenes are actually rather funny. Actually cause me to laugh in a generally unfunny movie. The plot. Aside from characters trying to out-nuthole each other, some idiot birds live in some happy utopia of theirs until the pigs show up from a neighboring island. Yeah, they didn't spend a lot of time putting this script together. Their focus was on using as many bird-themed jokes and every bird pun imaginable, mixing in a bunch of 3D effects to keep the kids entertained. The game's plot was pigs steal eggs, use birds to get the pigs and rescue eggs. With a slingshot. Did you really think they were going to make Shakespeare out of that? They barely brush through some kind of backstory, which doesn't explain anything. The main villain isn't conniving. The birds are just idiots. Not to mention the filler. This movie has quite a few musical segments that do absolutely nothing but stretch out the movie. They really didn't know what to do with this movie. It's a plot that spins around, makes no sense, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Design. What they had to work with was basic shapes that look like birds and pigs, with some towers, some dynamite, and trampolines. It is kind of a surprise they were able to make anything with that. I guess you could say that I can at least tell who each of the birds are supposed to be in the game. The world they live in, though, isn't very eye-catching, the 3D isn't interesting, and the pig's town, while composed of several possibly interesting effects, is just too much of a jumbled junk pile to enjoy. Overall, how did this get to be a movie? How did this get to be a movie? I could understand just about every other video game-based movie out there trying their hand at it. Even if they struck out, I can understand why they tried. They had good stories, or good characters, and legitimately thought it could succeed. This is a weird movie created from almost nothing but hype. The characters are unlikable, and the plot is a mess. A lot of kids seem to be laughing at these jokes for some reason, but if you're over the age of, 10, skip this movie. And now for a moment with previews. Normally I would do this, but these are all previews I've commented on before. None of them are interesting. So, I am the Great Mafia Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk at the Movies. Thank you for watching. You may begin liking and subscribing to me. And you are also free to give monies to me at my Patreon account.